Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And this time, we are really going deep inside.
Deep inside.
We're diving into the fascinating world of visual imagination.
Yes.
And to help us navigate this inner landscape, we're turning to the chapter aptly titled
Very aptly titled.
Visual Imagination, from the book Pure Consciousness, Taking on the Way Inside. Now,
Oh, that's a good one.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Catchy.
Before we even get started, I bet some of you are thinking,
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
visual imagination, isn't that just for, like, artists, you know?
Yeah, the creative types.
The creative types, yeah, or like, daydreamers.
Yeah, people who just,
Spacing out.
Yeah, exactly.
But hold on to your hats, folks, because this chapter is about to turn that whole notion upside down.
On its head.
It suggests that every single one of us
Everyone
has this incredible ability.
Let's do through. Visualize.
The chapter really debunks the myth that, visual imagination is this, like, special talent
Right.
that some people have and others don't. Like, it's not some
It's not like,
elite club
yeah, some exclusive club.
that you have to have a special membership to.
Exactly. It argues that we all have this capacity,
So how do we know?
even if it feels like
Yeah, how do we know?
underdeveloped.
How do we know we all have it? Like, is there some kind of test or...
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
Like a muscle that hasn't been used in a while.
Okay.
It might be a bit weak at first, but it's still there.
It's still there, just waiting to be, like,
Waiting to be strengthened, yeah.
pumped up.
Exactly.
So the chapter uses a really interesting example to prove this point.
Oh, I love this one.
Dreams. Dreams.
Yes.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Have you ever had a dream where you could, like, see things so vividly?
Oh, yeah.
So real.
Like you were actually there.
It was like you were right there.
That's your visual imagination at work.
Boom. Exactly.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
So what's even more fascinating?
More fast is that this chapter, it doesn't just say, okay, we all have this ability.
It takes it a step further.
It takes it further. It frames visual imagination as a skill,
A skill.
not just some innate gift.
Yeah, not like you're just born with it or you're not.
Right? It's like saying anyone can learn to play the piano
Exactly.
or speak a new language
Exactly. You can learn to visualize
if you put in the time.
more clearly and effectively.
So it's not like some people are just, blessed with this
Right. It's not like some
visualization gene,
visualization gene and the rest of us are just, at a loss.
doomed to a life of blurry mental images.
Right, exactly. The chapter makes this really great comparison to like
Okay.
drawing as a kid.
Ooh, I like this.
Remember like when we were all kids, we started somewhere, right?
Yeah, with those, like,
Scribbling with crayons,
Yeah.
maybe not creating masterpieces right away.
no stick figures.
But with practice, we could all get better, right?
Sorry,
It's the same with visualizing. It's a skill that can be honed.
Who was sharpened?
Sharpened like a knife.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question. How do we actually start
Yes.
honing this skill?
$1 million question.
The chapter mentions specific exercises to boost visual imagination, right?
It does.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Well, they start pretty simple, actually.
Okay, keep it simple for me.
The first exercise is literally just imagining a single colored point.
A dot,
A dot, yeah.
like I can do that.
It sounds easy, right?
Yeah.
But try holding that image steady in your mind
Oh.
without it fading or morphing into something else.
Oh, see, now it's getting
It's a little trickier than you think.
a little trickier.
And then you move on to visualizing more complex shapes, like a cube.
A cue. Okay, now we're talking 3 dimensions.
We're stepping it up.
Stepping it up,
We're leveling up.
leveling up our visualization game.
Exactly.
So it's like a gradual progression.
gradual progression.
We start with the basics, and then we kind of build up our
I got it.
visualization muscles over time.
Precisely, and just like physical exercise.
Yeah.
Consistency is key.
You done
The chapter really emphasizes that.
Hit the gem.
The more you practice, the stronger your visual imagination becomes.
So we're talking like mental reps.
Mental reps, exactly.
Okay, so what's the end goal here?
The ultimate goal
Yeah.
is to be able to hold a complete, detailed image in your mind.
Like a photograph.
Like a photograph, a mental snapshot
Okay.
for as long as possible.
Or as long as possible, so I could, like, conjure up this image and just, like, bam,
Bam.
hold it there.
Hold it there crystal clear.
Okay, now this is where I'm getting really curious. Like, what's the point of all this?
Yeah.
Why should we even care about developing a strong visual imagination?
That's a great question.
Is it just for creating, like, cool mental pictures, or...
It's a question that the chapter actually addresses
Okay.
in a really intriguing way.
Okay.
It suggests that the benefits of visual imagination go way beyond just having, like,
Okay.
a vivid inner world.
So there's more to it.
There's more to it.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It hints at some really surprising applications.
Like what?
Like things like transforming negative thoughts
Okay.
and even cultivating happiness.
Wait, hold on. You're saying we can use our imagination to deal with negativity?
Yes, what the chapter suggests.
And boost our mood?
Yes.
How does that even work?
Well, to understand that,
Okay.
we need to delve a little deeper into how the chapter explains the connection between our
Well-
thoughts, our emotions, and our visual imagination.
All right. Well, I am ready to dive deeper.
Let's do it. So, our minds are incredibly powerful, right?
Yeah.
And the images that we create in our minds, they can actually influence our emotions
Okay.
and even our physical responses.
So you're saying, like, if I'm constantly picturing myself, like, feeling a presentation or
Yeah.
getting into an argument,
Right.
I'm actually making those negative feelings worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what the chapter's getting at.
That
It
I-
explains that when we dwell on these negative images, our bodies react as if those situations were actually happening.
Oh, wow.
So we might feel stressed, anxious, even physically tense.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like your heart starts racing, you start sweating palms,
Yeah.
all because of what you're picturing in your mind.
So how does visual imagination, like, help with this?
Well, the chapter suggests that we can use visualization
Okay.
to consciously shift our focus to more positive imagery.
So instead of, like, replaying those negative scenarios over and over again,
Right.
we can imagine ourselves, like, succeeding,
Yes.
feeling confident,
Exactly.
achieving positive outcomes.
So instead of getting stuck in that spiral of what ifs and worries,
Right.
you can use your visual imagination to create a more positive mental landscape.
I like that.
Yeah.
A positive mental landscape.
And the chapter even gives us a specific example.
Okay.
Let's say you're nervous about a presentation, right?
Big presentation coming up.
Instead of picturing yourself like stumbling over your words or forgetting key points, you can actually visualize yourself speaking clearly,
Yeah.
engaging the audience,
Right.
delivering a successful presentation.
So it's almost like I'm using my imagination to, like, trick my brain into feeling
In a way, yeah.
more confident
More confident and positive,
and positive.
because by repeatedly visualizing these positive outcomes,
Yeah.
we can actually rewire our brains to focus on the positive
Oh, wow.
and lessen the impact of those negative thought patterns.
Okay. I'm starting to see, like, the real potential here.
Right.
But the chapter also mentioned that visual imagination can help with, like, cultivating happiness.
It does.
That sounds even more intriguing.
It is.
Like, how is that even possible?
Well, the chapter explains that vivid imagination can actually trigger the release of endorphins.
Endorphins, those are the feel-good chemicals, right?
Those are the feel-good chemicals.
In our
huh?
brains.
In our brains.
So just by imagining something,
That's what the chapter suggests.
I can release these endorphins.
For example, try this. Close your eyes.
Okay, closing my eyes.
And vividly imagine yourself in a place that brings you joy. Maybe it's a beach, a forest.
Yeah.
Or just your favorite cozy spot at home.
Okay, I'm there.
And as you bring that scene to life in your mind,
Yeah.
really focus on the sights, the sounds, the smells, the sensations.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling more relaxed already.
See, that's the power of visual imagination.
It's like a mini vacation for my mind.
It is. It's like giving our minds a mini vacation,
Yeah.
even if we're physically, stuck in a stressful situation.
So it's like I'm planting these seeds of joy in my mind.
Yeah,
And then those seeds can, like, grow into real, tangible feelings of happiness.
exactly. And the more we practice this,
Uh-huh.
the more easily we can access those positive feelings.
So it's like building a mental muscle for happiness.
It is. It's like a happiness muscle.
And this is blowing my mind.
I know, right?
I had no idea that visual imagination could be so powerful.
It's like unlocking a superpower within ourselves.
It really is. But how do we know if we're, like, doing these exercises correctly?
That's a great question.
Is there a right way or a wrong way to visualize?
Well, the chapter addresses that directly.
Okay.
It says that there's no one right way to visualize.
Okay.
The most important thing is to find what works best for you.
So it's more about, like, exploration and finding what, like, resonates with my mind.
Exactly. Some people might find it easier to visualize with their eyes closed,
Mm-hmm.
while others might prefer to keep them open.
Okay.
Some might prefer to create like really detailed images.
Yeah.
Every little detail.
Like high definition.
Yeah, exactly. High definition. While others might focus more on the feelings and sensations.
Okay.
So the key is to just experiment
Yeah.
and find what feels most natural and effective for you.
Like what works for you?
Exactly.
What works for you?
There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah, it's like finding your own unique style of visualizing.
Exactly. Your own visual style.
But what if someone's listening to this right now and thinking, I'm not creative.
Yeah.
I can barely draw a stick figure.
Right.
How can I possibly master this whole visual imagination thing?
I would say don't underestimate the power of your own mind. Everyone has this capacity for visual imagination.
Okay.
Even if it feels dormant right now,
Right.
it's like a seed that's just waiting for the right conditions to sprout.
So the exercises in the chapter are like providing that water and sunlight
Exactly.
to help my visual imagination blossom.
Yes. And who knows, once you tap into that power, you might surprise yourself with what you're capable of.
Yeah.
You might start seeing the world in a whole new light,
Oh, wow.
solving problems more creatively,
Okay.
even feeling more connected to your own emotions and your inner world.
That's incredible. It's like we're being handed this set of keys to unlock this hidden potential
I love that analogy.
within ourselves.
And the best part is there's no limit to what you can explore and create
Right.
within the world of your own mind.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the world of visual imagination.
It has.
I'm definitely feeling inspired to put these exercises into practice
I encourage you to.
and see where this journey takes me.
It's a journey worth taking.
And to all of our listeners out there,
Yes.
we encourage you to try it too.
Explore the power of your own visual imagination.
You might be amazed at what you discover.
You never know.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep.
Yeah.